In the Unresolved Problem segment tonight, chaos at the border. According to the Washington Times, the Department of Homeland Security saw a surge in illegal immigrant families crossing the southern border in July. The increase has taken officials by surprise and reverses a recent decline in illegal border crossings. Joining us now from Washington to analyze, Stephen Camarada of the Center of Immigration Studies, and here in studio, immigration attorney and former federal prosecutor Michael Wiles. Michael, I'll start with you because you're in studio. It's always an advantage to start here. Surge in July. But, you know, if you watch enough conservative television, we predicted a big surge. In fact, was there ever a decline?
Never a decline, always an increase. If you don't stop a problem, if you have a leak, it will continue until you fix it. With all the talk and banter, all the politicians on both sides of the aisle, Congress has not fixed our broken system. The quotas are retrogressing. It is now taking people upwards of 15 to 25 years to bring a brother in. If you're an employer in America and you have a talent, you want legally. So they're saying, go back, let's do this legal. So people are hearing a false narrative in South America. They're showing up at the border. There isn't any parent, let alone an immigration lawyer, that doesn't agree that we should keep the bad guys out. But how are we going to fix this problem? There aren't enough. There are about 300 and something immigration judges, about 5,000 ICE agents.
Let me ask Stephen, how are we going to fix the problem that Michael points out?
Well, first off, the United States has the most generous legal immigration system in the world. There are about 31 million legal immigrants living in the United States, and we give out 1 million green cards a year. Now, maybe you think that number is too high or too low. That's an interesting question. But on the central question of do you have to enforce your laws, absolutely. If everybody you catch at the border from Central America, you parole into the United States because they have a kid with them, then people are just going to keep coming. We know in the past, 8 out of 10 people didn't show up for their hearing. In other words, they're hearing to see if they actually have an asylum claim, because they don't really have a valid asylum claim. They want to come for a better life and live here. And so that's why they come, and they know that if they have their kid with them, then they can come across. We're going to let them go into the United States.
That's breaking the law, even if they bring their kid. And I know it's not the policy right now, but there's nonetheless, Michael, they're breaking the law bringing the kid. Now, if the child is born here, that's a different story.
The child's born in the United States. They're a citizen. You have people now looking at all kinds of vantage points. In my office, and I'm opening up now in Los Angeles, and if you look at all the border states, and you know, you're seeing people that are basically coming to us, business people. We represent companies, diplomats. We represent the likes of model agencies that are bringing people into America.
So you want to get them green cards?
We want to get people the right to work here, to help this ship. This is the bedrock of America. It's an immigration system. We were generated and founded by founding fathers that were immigrants themselves.
Let me throw to Stephen. Stephen, if Michael's right and we increase legal immigration from 1 million, say, I don't know, 2 or 3 million, will that stop people from crossing the border illegally?
Certainly the evidence doesn't suggest it. When legal immigration was much lower in the 50s and 60s, illegal immigration was much lower. As legal immigration has grown through the 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond, illegal immigration went up with it because it created more networks of families. For example, in the 1980s, we had an amnesty for illegal immigrants, and legal immigration was about 500,000 a year. Then legal immigration has doubled, and so has illegal immigration.
I want to get to this, Michael. So what you're saying is you want more legal immigration, but you're not solving the problem of the illegal immigration right now.
We're not solving the problem until we change the quotas. Right now, like I said, it takes 15 to 20 years to bring certain family relatives. We pride ourselves in family unification.
So you're suggesting that the family in Honduras or the family in Mexico isn't going to cross the border because it might take 5 years instead of 15 years to get my legal green card?
I think a lot of conditions have to change at the border. And right now, until Congress changes its law, the gentleman happens to be correct, we are going to be kicking this can down the aisle. We need strong border enforcement, but unfortunately, unlike the other gentleman, the recognition that the last time our immigration law was fixed was over 25 years ago with a Republican president who gave a general amnesty. Well, newsflash, a lot of things have changed post 9/11, and we are not prepared. And look how poor we look.
You have a guy leading
the preparedness. Look how we look.
You have a guy leading, very quickly, I only have about 15 seconds, very quick, Stephen. You have a guy leading the GOP presidential campaigns. He's winning because he's saying, stop him at the border, put the big wall up. Quick thought.
Right. Look, most Americans want less immigration. Now, you might want more, but the fact is, the Gallup poll recently showed 7% of Americans want more immigration. What they want is less legal immigration, and they want our laws enforced.
All right, I got to leave it right there.
We need to fix the laws.
No doubt the system is broken. We need to fix. Stephen, Michael, thank you.